Hi everyone, it's Diane. I'm back again. I'm just going to do a little bit of work in the teddy bear journals. I did start to make a video as I worked, but then I was interrupted by someone at the door, so I didn't get very far into it, so I just deleted that video and we'll start again. So I'm working on the second signature of the third journal. One journal is for me, the other two will go in my shop. So what I've been doing, they all have a craft cardstock front and back of each signature. It's like a signature cover. So all three signatures in each book have a craft cardstock cover. So what I had been doing was just using some gorgeous lace and a teddy bear image from Mrs. Coggs Crafts. But because of this gorgeous picture, I just glued on this piece of vintage crochet doily, and I'm going to call it good because I don't want to cover up that picture. But on the back I want to put a pretty envelope. Now, I had just gotten some envelopes that I just showed you from Alette. Let me go grab them and see if any of them work color-wise. I kind of think that they'll be too bright, but I thought I'd at least look at them. But I didn't think about it before I turned the camera on. So these are the envelopes that she made. Maybe this one could work. Yeah, I think that one would work. So Alette, if you watch this video, I'm using one of your envelopes already. She's still in the United States. They just left this morning to head down to Pittsburgh. Got a few more stops in Niagara Falls before they go back home. Alette does have a YouTube channel, but she said she hasn't put a video up in probably 6 months or so. But it's Alette DeHaan. And if you missed my previous video, it was about a visit from Alette. She's from the Netherlands, and she's on vacation here in the US with her husband, and they made a stop here to visit me, to meet me. Which was pretty cool. So if you noticed, I just glued around the sides and the bottom so something can be tucked in there. If I use one of these, I'll probably have to cut it down. I think it's just slightly too big. It's pretty good. I'm just going to trim a tiny bit off the top just to make it a little easier. blends in too much. Okay, I'm going to put something behind that. I love this plaid. A lot of these papers that I'm using, this plaid, the trees, these stripes, they all came from a pad of paper that was meant to be for baby boy scrapbooking paper. But I just think they're great here. I've got this little scrap of lace that I could put on here also. Maybe I don't like the shape of it for this. Let me find another scrap of lace. I already used some of this one. That's really pretty. I made my mother really happy today. She loves Snow White. And I had made myself a Snow White journal a couple years ago, very much in the style that I'm doing these teddy bear journals in. And it was with a really old Snow White Golden Book, one of the really old copies that had black and white pictures in between the colored ones. So anyway, she saw it. I had shown it to her before, but I'm sure she forgot about it, and she saw it again on my little shelf and looked at it. And I know she loves Snow White. It makes her very emotional. There's something about the art in that movie that the Disney movie, she just loves. So anyway, I decided that I don't need it. I'm making myself a teddy bear journal in pretty much the same style, so I should just give it to my mom. So I went to visit my mom today and took her the Snow White journal, and she was just so happy. She was like a little kid, just looking at it and oohing and eyeing, and she couldn't wait to take it down the hall and show it to her friend Sylvia that lives in the same building. So it's nice to do stuff like that make people happy. So I'm gonna grab this little piece of green seam binding and wad it all up. I might cut that a little shorter, but for now I will leave it. On this page, I'm going to put one of those tags that I made. This is a copy dyed shipping tag, and it's got a piece of vellum. It's got like a marbled look. I love that vellum. So I'm going to glue that there like as a pocket. It's a little hard to glue down the coffee dye tags because they're warped. It's hard to make contact with every bit of it. But it doesn't take long for the glue to grab it. So now I have two pockets. One will be for this little circle tag. And I'll put this on that. Whoop, sorry. And a piece of scrapbook paper. And then this can be journaled on the back. I'm not going to tuck that in there yet because there might be a little glue there showing. And I want to put a Mrs. Coggs image in here. This is printed on cardstock, so I'm just going to ink it. Gonna let that go to voicemail. And I want to take one of my index cards Here's a copy dyed grid index card. And put another Mrs. Coggs image on it. There's a little teddy bear fishing. I'm just going to trim that a little so it'll have some room for some collage. I'm being quiet today because I talked a lot yesterday with my guests. And I don't like talking a lot. I had a short visit with my parents today. And meeting with my financial advisor. And I told the story, read the story at the after school program, so I'm kind of talked out. So I just brought you along to keep me company. You can talk to me if you want to. Preferably in the comments, so I know what you're saying. Leave me a comment. I like reading the comments. I don't get a lot of comments on my videos for some reason. This is just some thick handmade paper. You can see the texture in it. Okay. Going to use some mulberry paper. And a tiny, tiny bit of German book page, the German book text that I have. I have no idea what it says. I hope that it's not totally inappropriate. And I want to put a little bit of this lace on it. Covered almost all that mulberry paper. Okay, so there's that little journaling card that will go in this pocket. And I want to put a label here. This page is really getting the treatment. Well, this page is going to get the stenciling treatment, which I should have done before I did all of this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now. So I'll do it over on this table. I'll just bring my stuff over. I think this is everything I need. I think I did a video doing this, unless that's the video that wouldn't upload. But in case it's on the video that didn't upload, I just have this speckle stamp. And I didn't put it on an acrylic block, I just ink it and then tap it down, just to give a few little textured speckles here and there. And then I add a little more dimension with some green ink and a different stencil. Just a little bit. I like the layered look it gives. And it doesn't take too long. And now for just a little more interest, I'm going to do little collage right there. Looking for my light green mulberry paper. Maybe I used it all. All I see are these little bits. Might have some more. Got that one, a little piece of green. Some more German book page. Another stamped element. One of those. And a little piece of lace again. Maybe one of these. Let's start building a collage. Let's go with this color for a change. That looks pretty, so let's glue it down. Looks strange using that blue glue on there, but it will dry clear. Okay, now on the back, I want to use this image, but I have to fussy cut it, and I'm sorry it's not ready yet. So, I'm going to glue it to a piece of patterned cardstock and use it as a little tuck spot. It's just adorable with this little girl and her white teddy bear. It's like they're dancing, or she's talking to it tenderly, or something. Something adorable is happening there. sorry you're watching me fussy cut. But perhaps I will finish doing this off camera. But I will select the cardstock to glue it to. So I still have to cut that in there. But let me see what kind of cardstock I have. Some scrap pieces that might work. These are all thin papers. I want something a little sturdier. And it has to be wide enough. It's a little too bright, I think. That's an envelope, but I think it was done incorrectly. That green would be good, but I don't want to waste that side. Oh, am I being too picky? There's a wood grain, but that's thin. There's always a but, isn't there? Well, maybe. The bear kind of blends in too much to that one. Okay, maybe that one. Let's see what we got here. I kind of like that patchwork pattern, but I think they show up better on this. We'll go with this one. And the colors probably go better. This pattern is so crazy I can't even see the pencil marks I just made. Oh, there's one. There's the other. So I'll just glue them on, but I want a little piece of trim across the top. I'm not going to put glue across the top of the lace because I will sew that. Can't do that. I didn't finish cutting it. Ugh. Glad I realized that before I glued it down. Now I'm going to have to cut it. You were probably all yelling at me, no, no, stop. Okay. Hopefully that didn't all dry out down here. Yeah, it did. It is quick dry glue. Aren't they cute? So I will sew across the top of the lace, and then I will sew here to make it a pocket. And what will I put inside? I've got to use this somewhere. I'm going to try to do a design team project for, this one is for Mrs. Coggs. I'm going to try to do one for TLC Creates Vintage because I haven't done one because I'm in a while for her. And before I go on my cruise. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. I'll try to do a little bit more, so I guess I'll do another video right now. So come on back. Bye-bye.